Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. So much in life is about accomplishing things and knocking things off the to-do list, and then we move on and we go capture more things and do more good stuff. But what I've learned over my years, and not only my personal life but also my professional life, is that it does make some sense to maybe just step back and just remember some of the things that we were able to accomplish on this life's journey. And I want to let the people of Sioux Falls know that you've got 1,300 city employees, you've got 8 city councilors, and you've got the group of citizens, about 183,200 strong right now, that are getting things done on behalf of all of you. And we've really had a great record of accomplishment over the last 8 years. And folks, 2017 was a rockin'. We really accomplished much. And so what I thought we'd do is just take just a brief period of time and talk about what I consider, and again, it's what I consider are the top 10 wins for the city of Sioux Falls in 2017. And coming out of the blocks, I want to let you know that Garth and Trisha didn't make the top 10. Our event center, the 84th busiest event center in the world, did not make the top 10. So with that in mind, my goodness gracious, what's out there that was bigger? And so let me share that with you now. Number 10. Sioux Falls, we are embracing our ever-changing diverse community by protecting human rights, improving relations, adding community resources, and executing initiatives that promote compassion for all citizens. Our city, this great city, it is changing for the better. We are becoming more diverse. And we're recognizing that, we're celebrating it, and we're taking advantage of it here in Sioux Falls as we should. We're improving our team. We're adding more elements to the team, such as Katie Dunn, who is our new Human Relations City Attorney. We've got Human Relations Specialist Valerie Schoenwell. Our police team, we are recognizing that the way that we do business here in police, protecting and serving our public, this ever diverse community that it is, we've made some changes there. We now have a community resource officer that we've hired there. And also we celebrated the 1-year anniversary of Compassionate Sioux Falls, which is an effort where we really want to focus on doing things that are in a compassionate way for all people, regardless of their race, regardless of their color, regardless of their sexual orientation, regardless of their religion, regardless of their physical makeup, regardless of their mental makeup, whatever it would be. We are taking that to a new level here in Sioux Falls, and very, very proud of it. Number 9, fleet management for all departments has been centralized to capture efficiencies, execute best practices, and control costs. Sioux Falls, get a load of this. Your city government team, we have 654 licensed vehicles. And as a total, we've got about 1,620 fleet management assets. Now, in the olden days, which was just yesterday, we had every department was kind of managing that fleet on their own. You can only imagine that there were all these opportunities to run it more like a business, using some of that common sense, getting more value out of those really, really important resources called fleet. And so what we've done is we've centralized that now. We've got a leader who's really trying to find all the efficiencies and really doing some good things. And then what that does is it allows the departments and the department heads and those resources to focus on what they do best. And that's their individual department and the roles that they serve. As well as we've now implemented a fleet management software which again will help us make things more efficient, more productive by utilizing this important software. Number 8, our city administration building, a first since 1936, is being built on time, just a stone's throw away from here. It's under budget, and it will dramatically enhance service to our employees and residents for decades. Just yesterday, Mike Cooper, Jeff Schmidt, and I, we announced that our city is now 182,300 strong in terms of the people that want to live here. We've added the city of Aberdeen, like-sized city of Aberdeen, in just 8 years. Imagine the number of buildings in Aberdeen, city administration buildings. Imagine what they're using there to kind of get things done. And we've added that in just 8 years. Sioux Falls, the last time we added or we built a city administration building was 1936. 1936. Elvis Presley was born in 1936. Babe Ruth played his last baseball game in 1936. Franklin Roosevelt was our president in 1936. You had the Dust Bowl and all kinds of other things way back then. Our city has grown dramatically. How we serve our citizens is changed dramatically. And it was time for Sioux Falls to invest in something that would not only serve our employees well, but also serve our citizens even better as well. And again, as I had mentioned, it's on track. It is going to be built under budget. Let me repeat that again, because so often we forget about that reality in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The Denny Sanford Premier Center was built under budget. The Midco Aquatics facility was built under budget. Our new city administration building will be built under budget. You hear about cost overruns all over America, not here in Sioux Falls. You hear about these incredible delays in terms of getting those things done, not here in Sioux Falls. That is something to celebrate, and really, really proud of the efforts that we're putting forth for what I consider our number 8th win for 2017. Number 7, we celebrate tobacco-free public spaces, emergency medical services excellence, patient-centered medical home level 3 recognition again, and a needed and significant investment in behavioral health. It's no secret. I hate smoking. It killed my dad. I'm proud of our health team. I'm proud of our city council. I'm proud of our citizens, because we've created an ordinance that regulates smoking and tobacco use now on city property. It takes it to an all-new level in the spirit of keeping not only our citizens safe, but or healthier, but our visitors safe and healthier too. There was some controversy surrounding, ambulance services here in Sioux Falls. What we proved in 2017 is that we've got really, really, really good ambulance services here in our great city. It is top notch, and an audit that we completed validated that and more. And yes, Sioux Falls, we kind of skimmed over this, but we shouldn't have. Once again, we received the highest level certification when it comes to patient-centered medical home care in our great city. And something that is going to become more and more of a need, more and more of a priority, is behavioral health in our great city. And we made an investment, a stronger investment of that in 2017. So whether it be access to medication, providing therapy, providing counseling, when it comes to behavioral health needs, that's been a big win. Number 6. Collaborative development pays off big time with developments like Wind Chill, the Gage Brothers expansion, the downtown Sioux Falls Cascade project, and an announcement soon that will kick off the rail yard redevelopment vision that we've been talking about for a while. Development, it is a very, very collaborative process in Sioux Falls. It is. The state of South Dakota, the Sioux Falls development team, Forward Sioux Falls, our community development division within the city of Sioux Falls, they are working collaboratively to make these things happen. And my goodness, were there some monsters in 2017. A 54-acre development in our brand new Foundation Park. It's a $40 million investment called Windchill, a new company that is setting up shop in our new development park in our city. Not only bringing in new companies, but then keeping these great companies that we have and helping them expand. Gage Brothers, they're investing $40 million in their company. We're retaining it here. It's a 45-acre development, and it's happening again in the city of Sioux Falls. In the heart of our great city, downtown Sioux Falls, a major, major announcement that's $43.5 million called the Cascade Project. This was an important one, too, because it was supported by TIF dollars. Again, that collaborative effort between the city of Sioux Falls and this private developer to make something happen in an area that really was quite an eyesore and really needed some help. But again, 40 million, 40 million, 43 million, on and on and on, all in the spirit of doing great things for our great city. And then, yes, what I consider one of the biggest, if not the biggest project in Sioux Falls history that we're going to undertake, our rail yard redevelopment project. We will be announcing what we consider the first big win for that in the very, very near future. But what happened in 2017 is that RFP, that RFQ process that has served us so well over the years, it served us well again. We had 6 firms from all over the nation that wanted to invest in our great city, and we'll be announcing at least that initial one here in the very near future. Number 5, golf. Yes, golf reaches a new level with Elmwood's grand reopening, the Crooked Pint Ale House and Holiday Inn, which is located there, and after 23 years, hiring a new management company. We had 3 years of renovations at what was already what one considered one of the best public courses in all of South Dakota, Elmwood. Well, it's a brand new course now. It is. And thanks to the partnership with Sioux Falls Regional Airport, the Airport Authority, and certainly the city of Sioux Falls, Elmwood was taken to a whole new level, and people are already really enjoying the play there. This new hotel, the new restaurant, and yes, the new Golf Hall of Fame. One of the things that will really take that whole area, that entertainment district, to a whole new level too. But the thing that's so fun about this is that it is tied directly in with golf in Sioux Falls. It'll be a destination center where you can golf, have a beer, golf again, stay overnight, golf again, and see an event at the Denny Sanford Premier Show, and then golf again, and on and on and on. We've created a destination place for Sioux Falls involving golf, and I think it's just wonderful. And then, yes, something that was just so critical was that after 23 years, we wanted to see if we could take, yes, even that golf management to a new level of performance. We've utilized a process that has served the city of Sioux Falls so well long before I was the mayor, and it served us well again. It would allow us to evaluate how could we manage these public assets. And I'm going to say that once again. These are the public assets called Elmwood, Keene, and Prairie Green golf courses. They're public assets, and so how could we get even more out of them in terms of improved service, improved productivity, improved value for the golfer as well as for the taxpayer here in Sioux Falls? And that's what we did. This is an objective process. It has served us well, and it served us well again with a unanimous decision to pick Landscapes Unlimited, which will ensure that we get the best value for the citizens of Sioux Falls. Now, number 4. Our finances are rock solid, regardless of the challenge that we face. Oh, and by the way, saving $25 million in interest payments, that's a big deal too. And it's done with prudent debt management and prudent financial management. Growth in sales tax revenue is something, or the limited or lack of growth in sales tax revenue has been a topic that we've been talking about now for about 2 to 3 years. And it showed no signs of improving in 2017. So what did we do? We didn't put our heads in the sand, that's for sure. We had very, very fiscally restrained environment, and we reacted accordingly. What did we do? Well, we prioritized on key infrastructure improvements. We prioritized on providing very, very competitive pay and benefits for these valuable employees that serve us. And once again, we took financial management to an all-new high with a very, very manageable debt. Our debt burden is the envy of most. We stayed one step ahead of this growth that we have in Sioux Falls by investing wisely. And then, yes, we always will listen to these special interests that care mightily about something that certainly they believe is important. We will listen to them. But in the city of Sioux Falls, at least during this last 8 years, we were not beholden to them. And so what that does is it allows us to invest these taxpayer dollars on something that will benefit the taxpayers and the citizens of Sioux Falls as a whole. And that's critical, especially in a constrained or environment with your revenues. And I will say this, I will put our city's financials up against any city in America. I'll repeat that. The city of Sioux Falls, our financials, I'll put it up against any in America, Sioux Falls. It is that strong. There's a campaign going on. People who want to serve as your mayor, they want to serve as your councilors. If you hear anything different, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't. The city of Sioux Falls, our financials are some of the best in the country. And it doesn't come easy. These 1,300 city employees, they need to be commended for how they take these dollars, how they squeeze blood from the turnip, how they utilize them as effectively as they possibly can, even in environments where revenues aren't going up as we had expected. Something to be proud of. Kind of boring, yes, but oh my goodness, something to be proud of. Oh, and then just for giggles, in the spirit of managing our finances in a more prudent way, we were able to save $25 million in future interest payments because of refinancing prior debt that we've had in the past, and we're doing that even more in 2018, and we should. Don't lose sight of that, Sioux Falls. Don't lose sight of that media. It's really, really important. And again, we do that very, very well here. Number 3, Sioux Falls experiences a 5th straight year of record-breaking construction, yet this city stays one step ahead of that record-breaking growth. 5 straight years. It just shows how confident we are here in Sioux Falls. It is certainly the place to live, the place to work, and the place to play. There is expansion all over town, north, south, east, west, But I'm especially proud of these investments that are happening in our downtown, right here in the heart of our city. These public-private partnerships, they have just been instrumental in making this happen. Things like tax incremental financing just has really been a catalyst to help make these happen. It doesn't happen alone. You've got these city employees, whether it be in planning, in building services, in our zoning team, our engineers, and so much more. They're working to try to stay ahead of this growth, and they're doing just a phenomenal job. Sioux Falls, the new mark that Mike Cooper announced, is $739 million in terms of construction. Well, guess what? We're going to break it again in 2018. We will. That's going to be a reality. We will break our construction record for a 6th straight year. I know it's early, but mark my words, we'll break it. Just so proud of this great city. Now, number 2, major street construction, including South Louise Avenue, 69th and Western, and 56 additional miles of street improvements. And yes, another $25 million investment in wastewater infrastructure will service for at least a century. This would have been one of the easiest ones to keep off the list. It would have. It is so unbelievably boring, Mark Cotter. But I love it. I love it. It set the tone 8 years ago when we said that we were going to focus on infrastructure, repairing it, rebuilding it, replacing it, keeping those fundamentals of our city strong, whether it be a building, whether it be a park, whether it be a bike trail, whether it be a sewer line, whether it be a road. These things are important, Sioux Falls. Taxpayers, this is where your money should go, and this is where you want it to go. And we fulfilled that and more. And we did it in such a huge way in 2017. We're prioritizing roads in a big way and infrastructure. And since 2010, I think this may blow you away a little bit, but since 2010, since I've had the opportunity to serve you as mayor and work with the Public Works team and the finance team and so many others, we have repaired, rebuilt, or replaced 489 miles of roads. 489 miles of roads in the city of Sioux Falls. But it's not just streets. And I learned that the hard way a couple of months into my tenure. I don't know if you remember, we had a major sanitary sewage line collapse up by the prison. It was a great wake-up call, not only for this mayor, but for the city of Sioux Falls as a whole. And so not only have we repaired 489 miles of streets above the ground, but we've made such a substantial and important investment into the stuff below the ground. These water lines and, yes, these sanitary sewer lines. And we did that again with a $25 million investment in wastewater infrastructure that will serve us for at least a century, if not longer. So just so thrilled by that. Next mayor, he or she, the foundation is strong, and I think we've set you ready to go to continue to do some good things in the years to come. Now, gone through 9. Now, what I consider is the number 1 win for the city of Sioux Falls in 2017. The future $50 million mixed-use parking ramp captures even bigger dreams for downtown Sioux Falls above and beyond the long-awaited need for public parking. Sioux Falls, I'm going to take some time and talk about this one because it was not without its struggles. And looking back, you know what? We could have just built a regular old parking ramp. Could have. That's what's been done in the past. You need some parking. clear some land, and put some surface parking out there. Buy some land, build a good old parking ramp. Could have done that. We needed parking. Could have done that. But that is not our style. Because you know why? Because it wasn't dreaming big enough. It wasn't maximizing the opportunity that we had. And it wouldn't have served the best interests of the citizens of Sioux Falls. Downtown Sioux Falls land, it's way too valuable right now. So if you can build upon it, we should take full advantage of that and build the grandest structure that we can that will take full advantage of that valuable land. Downtown Sioux Falls is becoming more special, more visionary. We've got people that are doing things that we never even thought of 8 years ago. So why shouldn't government follow that same method? Why shouldn't we dream? Why shouldn't we be visionary? Yes, we're government, but that's still the right thing to do, is to dream bigger and make good things happen on behalf of the people that we serve. Downtown Sioux Falls is the place where people want to live, they want to work, and they want to play. And we've recognized that. And so this topic, in terms of parking, which turned into a mixed-use parking ramp, it did take more time. It did take more work. And yes, it had undergone some incredible scrutiny. But it was worth it. 5 years from now, when that new public-private partnership that creates that $50 million mixed-use parking ramp, when it's up, no one is going to remember the work that it took to get it done. I will. I want to thank people like Darren Smith and Darren Ketchum and their teams for sticking in there. I want to thank the city councilors that stayed strong. They stayed objective. And they focused on the community as a whole when they voted yes to move this forward and invest in this critical project. I want to thank the private partners that could have easily backed away with this project, but they didn't. They also felt it was worth the fight to hang in there. And then, yes, I want to thank the citizens of Sioux Falls who trusted the process. They trusted their elected leaders to get one more important thing done for the city of Sioux Falls. It was overdue. It's going to serve us well. And it is grand. And I'm just thrilled by it. And that's why it's what I consider the number one win for Sioux Falls in 2017. Before I leave, those are only 10 of what we consider of about 120 top 10 wins for the city of Sioux Falls in 2017. You've got 12 different departments, Sioux Falls, that are busting their tails on behalf of all of you. They are making good things happen in their own right. And we've provided a top 10 win list from every single department. And we'll share them with the media. We'll share them with the public. But I would encourage you to look at those as well, because these are only 10 of what I consider one of the most productive years in Sioux Falls City history, thanks to the women and men that are serving your city.